Last time on Wildlife at the Zoo. Keepers began moving 18 chimps from their old quarters to a new state-of-the-art sanctuary. Lubutu, the alpha male, was first to be moved.
Yep. He means to me, don't you think? Yep.
He was darted, anaesthetised, and transported to the sanctuary where he was given a health check.
I'm happy with him.
But things didn't go well for the next chimp moved, 16-year-old Chambuka.
Okay, everyone out. Get out. Code 1, there's a chimp out. Okay, get the pistol out.
Emergency crews descended on the vet clinic to re-dart and anaesthetise Chambuka.
Yep, he's safe. We're good. Yep. Wow, wasn't that fun?
When his examination resumed, Chambuka was found to be gravely ill.
He's got multiple infections, and it's not just wounds and that. He's got large lymph nodes, his tonsils have got little abscesses on them.
Tonight, vets battle to save Chambuka's life, and keepers attempt to capture 16 chimps, including 2 juveniles.
They're just so fast and so strong, and they could easily take fingers off.
The move triggers a violent power struggle amongst the males, as Lubutu's leadership role is threatened.
This won't stop until he's satisfied.
And the first door opens on the chimp's new life.
Yeah, we're good to go.
After he woke up under anaesthetic, 16-year-old Chambuka has been successfully stabilised by an emergency team of keepers and vets.
Okay, let's have a look. My God, I've never ever had that happen. We've chosen to use a particular combination of drugs for these chimps so that we can actually wake them up after the procedure. But one of the recognised, I suppose, concerns with this drug combination is that when they're stimulated, they can suddenly rouse and appear to be awake. Okay, everyone out. I was comfortable that even when I saw him sit up, that we weren't likely to end up with a really bad situation. I never felt that that we're really going to end up with a chimp running around and causing havoc.
As the examination resumes, vet Larry Vogelnest discovers Chambuka has been suffering from a serious infection.
I think it's going to be a struggle to get him healthy again. So we're just starting him on a course of antibiotics. Obviously, he's got lots of infections everywhere. And I've just given him also some pain relief as well, because I mean he's probably might be a bit sore after this, and it'll hopefully make him feel a bit better as well.
Some of Chambuka's wounds were caused by recent attacks by other chimps.
If he's being picked on because he's unwell, it does probably add to him not being able to fight off the infection, so it's probably suppressing his immune system. Well, let's get some x-rays.
The exact cause of Chambuka's illness won't be known until his x-rays and blood tests are analysed.
Okay, we've got oxygen and ISO going. The key now is to continue keeping him on a course of medication. If he doesn't get a really good course of treatment, he's just going to deteriorate. So we completed his examination and we've taken him back to the chimp house. So we're going to continue with the others.
Across the zoo, at the old quarters, there are still 15 chimps to be darted and removed under anaesthetic. And one that won't be, 60-year-old Lulu. She's simply too old to be anaesthetised.
Come on, Lulu.
So Lulu will be transported fully awake to the new sanctuary in a crate.
She ran down as fast as she could. She's a very sweet, older lady, very pleasant and gentle most of the time, so she's our sweetheart. She's not like the others, she's got varied life experience. So that comes into play here. She's not as nervous. She's happy to get in there and do what we needed to do.
Lulu's the only chimp here who was once raised as a pet, so she responds well to humans.
It's all right, Dale.
And her early life as a circus performer allows her to cope well with the strange noises she encounters during the move.
So Lulu's bared her teeth a little bit and a little bit of vocalisation, so she's excited about what's happening. She's a little bit intrigued and thinking, where am I going, what's going on? But overall, she's happy to be going on some adventure, as long as we're looking after her well. Lulu's in the van, so we're just leaving now.
It's a short 300-metre journey to the chimp's new home. But before Lulu and the other chimps can enjoy the wide open spaces here, they'll experience the new night house at the rear of the facility.
Lulu travelled very well. She was quite intrigued in the back of the van, very curious as to where she was going. She was actually standing up in her crate, trying to look out of the back of the window to see everything outside, so she travelled very well, very comfortably. Welcome home.
Hey there, sweetie.
Thankfully, she's lived to see the day where she comes to her newly refurbished home and can live her days out here happily and comfortably.
She's clear.
To keep Lulu happy and for us to know that she's still comfortable, you know, we give her some food and we give her some water, and if she's taking that, that's a great sign for us.
It's unsafe to submit Lulu to a full health check under anaesthetic, but vets are confident she's showing no signs of ill health. Not so Chambuka. The sick chimp's test results are back.
We took some samples from his lymph nodes and there was some bacteria there, very much like a TB infection. And in fact, now just looking at his x-rays here, we can see that this side of his chest here is much denser than that side. So there's a lot of air in that side and not so much air in this side. And this should be consistent with a pretty severe pneumonia.
The news is far worse than anyone expected.
The best option probably is to go ahead and euthanize him for two reasons. Firstly, he's a very, very sick animal, and the options for treating an animal like this for TB is extremely difficult. The other thing is, of course, you know, is a potential source of infection for other animals, and we don't want to take that risk.
Chambuka is euthanized the next morning. News of his death hits keepers hard.
Oh, you know, we put so much emotional effort into these guys. You know, we love these guys. You know, and the greatest thing about being a grade 8 keeper is that, you know, they all have their own personalities, and so we can form individual, you know, relationships with different chimpanzees. And I was basically here when his mother died. Probably the saddest day of my career. As a 5-year-old, he woke up and his mother wasn't here anymore. I was here when his grandmother died, and I was here when he died, and that's the end of a family line. So, yeah, it was not a good day.
TB is a contagious respiratory disease that, if left untreated, can be fatal. Vets now have real concerns for the health of the other chimps and themselves.
Certainly a challenge. It's a difficult one to have to face a situation like this. We have no idea whether other animals are infected and things like that. We will be taking further precautions to protect ourselves, wearing special masks for the remaining procedures, and we'll implement suitable infection control measures as we learn more about what's going on.
The move resumes at full pace. The longer the remaining 15 chimps are in pens ready to go, the more anxious they may become.
Jen, we'll put her on gas in the van, okay?
Just letting you know, this is on her way.
One by one, each chimp is separated, darted, anaesthetised, and transported manacled and netted to the new sanctuary.
Just letting you know, Sasha's getting loaded into the van now. Shiva's in the van on her way.
Then, in the back of house area, each of the 12 chimps is given a full vet check.
I'm happy with him.
So far, none of the chimps are showing symptoms of TB.
So, get him off the table and get him secured and so on. Good.
Still to be moved are 2 rebellious teenage males, and the infants, Sembi and Suli. They'll be the first to go.
Suli would definitely be the most popular of our chimps. He's a very cheeky, adorable little man. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with those big brown eyes. Sembi's our slightly older infant. We sometimes see Sembi be a little bit naughty and cheeky and obnoxious to Suli, and where he's nice and playful and interactive and positive, I think Sembi at times can, you know, be a little bit obnoxious.
Keepers are hoping the infants are also free of infection. They represent the future of the community. In about 4 years, they'll be ready to breed.
Suli's too small to be darted by gun. We need to go in with him and hand inject him.
The young chimps, even at an early age, they're very strong, very agile. They could possibly bite you or something, but it's just the strength of having to hold them, still enough for us to be able to inject them. We don't like to dart them because that is potentially dangerous for them. Could break a bone or something like that. So we're trying to use a method that poses the least risk to the animal.
There's only one way to catch Sully, the youngest chimp in the group.
This is the net that we're going to use to net Sully, and the drop bag here is very long, so we have him as far away from our hands as possible. So when we've netted him on the ground and we twist the net off, by doing that, you're blocking off the entrance. That's when we go and put the towel over him and pin him to the ground, and the vets will just, they'll find a leg and they'll just inject through the holes.
Sully's been separated from his mother and waits alone in a den.
Obviously all this is fairly traumatic. He's pounding up and down on the bench and he's all hackled up and he's, showing us who's boss. All, 8 kilos of him.
Alan is able to corner Sully, then net him. But he can't hold the 3-year-old down by himself and calls for help.
Come in, go that way. Once Richard came in, we were able to pin him down, and once both of us pinned him down, it was a matter of seconds before the vet could inject him. So,
after his injection, it takes a few minutes for Sully to fall unconscious.
Just letting you know, Sully's just being loaded into the van.
a lot stronger than he was 2 years ago. So netting was easy, but just holding him down, I just couldn't do it.
Next to be moved and given a health check is 3.5-year-old female, Sembi.
So as a result of how strong Sully turned out to be today, Richard will go in and he'll net Sembi, and he's got to do it in under 45 seconds to beat my record. And then I'll go in with him and the two of us will pin her down so the vet can come and inject.
She's smart.
Although Sembi is netted quickly, she puts up a bigger fight. It takes just as long for the team to hold her down and inject the drugs.
Can get your respiration.
Richard at Lou Grossfield. Just letting you know that Sembi's in the van and she's on her way.
Keepers are hopeful the infants will also come through their health checks well.
Get him on some oxygen to start with on his side.
So far, Sembi appears to be in perfect health.
If you can start getting a heart rate...
As the infants' blood tests are sent for analysis, only 2 chimps remain at the old home. And these ambitious teenage brothers, the S-boys, threaten the existing order of the community.
Just letting you know, Samaki and Shabani have been separated. So we've got the 2 teenage boys of the scary ones, particularly Shabani. So he's quite a big, powerful animal. You know, those 2 are heavy for us as well. We've got to manage them as well. Samaki, even being the younger one, is quite big. He's a big boy, and the adult females can be very scared of him if he wants them to be. So we're just extra vigilant with those 2. Yep, 10-1.
But Samaki surprises keepers. Despite his strength, he offers little resistance and actually presents his back to Vet Francis for easy darting.
I think he just wanted me to hurry up and get it over and done with.
Like his teenage brother, Shabani presents no problems.
He just sat on the shelf and said, just pointed and went like this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to have reached the last one. It's been a big week.
Last one, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah, Alan and Michael Shields. Just like to know that Shabani has left the building, so it's now officially yours.
The chimp move is all over.
It stretched a team of 20 keepers and vets almost to the limit, transporting the whole chimp community to the new night house.
4 days, moved the whole group in. I would never believe we could do that at the beginning of the week, but pretty amazing, I think.
The aim is to get the chimps into the outdoor sanctuary as soon as possible, but this won't happen till the results of their health checks are known.
Shabani's still being worked on now, getting his full health check.
At 16 years old, Shabani is at the peak of his physical power, and he appears to be in excellent health.
So Ash, just pass me the blood tubes when you want.
Shibani's blood is the last to be sent to the vet hospital for analysis. With all the chimps now in the night dens, Larry receives the results of their medical tests.
So we've examined all the rest of the chimps now, and all the results show that none of the other animals are actively infected. As a precaution, we're going to put all the others on treatment, though. We just want to be sure, absolutely sure, that nothing, we're not going to get any surprises, any further surprises. So we're working on a plan to start them on treatment.
While the chimps are recovering in small pens, the keepers prepare the large communal areas of the night house where they will soon meet as a group.
So we've got some shredded paper here. These guys get nesting material or bedding material every night. We give them lots of shredded paper. As in the wild, they do use large trees and branches to fold down to make a nest and a bed for themselves high up in the trees. So we give them something soft to try and replicate that for them to sleep on, and they really do love it.
Keepers are doing everything they can to make the chimps comfortable because they're expecting trouble from the males. Chambuka's death has changed the balance of power. Currently, Lubutu, the alpha male, leads the community. He's known to be fair, kind to females and infants, and up till now has retained his power with Chambuka's support. Looking to overthrow him is the S family. The rebellious teenagers Shibani and Samaki have a young sister, Sembi, and they are all supported by their fiercely protective mother, Sheba. In the past, Sheba killed a rival's baby to make a point. Tomorrow in the night house, for the first time, Lubutu will face the S-boys without Chambuka's support.
We'll basically set it up, we'll make it really interesting, we'll put lots of treats and stuff like that, and we'll just give them the whole circuit, everything. There might be a bit of screaming and carrying on, a bit of chasing around, but it'll probably die down quite quickly. They're males, so that's what happens. Males get a bit, agitated over everything, rain falling from the sky, a leaf falling down,
The next morning, Lubutu and the S-boys are about to be reunited in the new night house. But when Alan arrives, he finds the entire community in uproar.
We try not to interfere with these sort of interactions and introductions because we need to have the chimps resolve their own problems. We have absolutely minimal control of the environment outside, so it makes a lot more sense to have it in here if we did need to actually intervene.
The S-boys and their sister Sembi and mum Sheba have already been put together in one wing. Alpha male Lubutu and the other 12 chimps are waiting to join them from a nearby raceway. For the first time since Chambuka died, Lubutu and the S-boys are going to sort out who's boss. Keepers are expecting conflict.
Can I let these guys through?
Tensions explode as the rivals attack each other.
Who's going after who?
They all seem to be going after Shibani and Sheba.
Shibani tries to swing past Lubutu. But Lubutu chases him down the platform and pushes him off.
Lubutu's running this. At the moment, Lubutu is 100% on top, and this won't stop until he's satisfied.
As Lubutu attacks the S-boys, the females go after Sheba as she tries to protect her daughter Sembi. Baby Sembi is pulled down by a female and struck on the head before Mother Sheba can rescue her.
The thing is, you see this happen, and what happens is that the juvenile males, all pumped up with all this excitement, so the adult male goes through, hammers somebody, they're all scared, and then these juveniles take the opportunity to come and just sneak in a bite or a kick or whatever, and then that just keeps it all going.
As the violence reaches a crescendo, keepers prepare to intervene.
If we feel that an individual is in dire need, you know, they're basically getting their arm ripped off, or if an infant is actually getting injured, then we would try to separate individuals using either fire hoses or CO2 extinguishers, stuff like that.
After 20 minutes, the mood calms.
Put the hose away again for the moment.
Huh?
Put the hose away again for the moment. Start taking notes. Right shoulder, left eye, above and below left eye. Chimpanzee has multiple wounds. He has bites to his toes, on his back, on his shoulder, but this is nothing for him. He'll shrug this off in no time at all. All starting to calm down now, starting to make their, appeasement, reconciliation.
The death of Chambuka has been felt by all the chimps.
It was more intense than I expected it to be. And I think that was because Lubutu realised that he didn't have Chambuka. I think if Chambuka had been here, I think there would have been a lot less, intensity. Hey, birdie birds.
The S-Boys' attempt to take over has failed for now. The next day begins much like any other at Taronga Zoo. But at the chimp sanctuary, history is about to be made. For the first time, the 17 chimps will explore their new outdoor home.
This is probably the part that I've been looking forward to, seeing the chimps come out and seeing their expression and their vocalisations and just seeing how they respond.
In the kitchen, Ellen prepares delicacies to tempt the chimps to every corner of the sanctuary.
Look around now and I can't wait to see them come out that door for the very first time and look around, and it'll be interesting to see the males really. I think they'll look outside, hug each other in fear, with their teeth bared and holding on tightly to each other, and I hope the females push them out of the way and get out there and really start having a look around.
This once-in-a-lifetime event has drawn keepers, vets and staff from all over the zoo.
Let's get a start.
Yeah, we're good to go.
The first at the door is a female.
There's Lubutu, our alpha male, and the most handsomest chimp in the world. And there we have Lulu. Go, you old girl. Oh my God, look at the looks on their faces. Fear grins. This is really interesting.
More just curious.
Very. Oh my God, look at Samaki's face. Samaki's not quite sure what to do. Lulu's going to keep going.
Just to
Okay, Samaki's gone.
The normally rebellious Shabani is one of the most cautious.
Look, Shabani still hasn't ventured out. I think he's been through a lot over the sort of past few months. There's been a lot of social changes in the group. Lulu's just taking it in his stride. So Shikamu's the only chimp that's shown a fear grin. And Camille just simply hasn't gone out. She's asking for some support there. Seems Shabani's happy to help her out. And look at him still sitting there.
It's taken 5 years of planning to get the chimps here. But for primate supervisor Lou, it's a bittersweet moment. 18 chimps left the old quarters, but only 17 arrived.
I'd love to ask them, you know, how do you feel being back here without Chambuka? And I'm wondering if a part of why they are so calm is maybe that, you know, they're realising there is only 17 of us here. I wonder what happened to him. So yeah, while it's so exciting, I can't help but feel a little flat as well, and would love to have seen him be here to share the journey.
So she's done nothing but eat that watermelon. Yeah. The whole time.
There's room at the sanctuary for the chimp population to grow comfortably in the next few years. Everything here is intended to replicate life in the wild, including a new fenced-off area.
We've taken on the concept of a separation paddock, so this actually enables us to separate individuals off during times of social tension, and that's a really important strategy for chimpanzee management, because in the wild, chimpanzees that encounter aggression or there's tension in the group at different times, they will actually separate off and move away, and that's what this separation paddock will do.
This area also allows the chimps to study the human species, with whom they share 98% of their DNA.
I love how they're testing everything, making sure it's all good.
Back in the main paddock, the chimps are settling in. And for now, it seems Lubutu is holding on to his alpha male position in leadership.
So it's been interesting for Lubutu, I guess, the last few days to see this newfound burst of confidence and energy for him to really take control of this community. And I wasn't quite expecting him to be so bold. You know, I do believe that deep down he's a nice man and he's a good leader for our group, but certainly the Samaki-Shabani combination is a strong, powerful one, and it'll be interesting to watch over the next few months how that plays out. So let's hope that they work it out nicely, maybe over a piece of fruit or something.
Next time on Wildlife at the Zoo.
1 minute he's fine and the next minute he could definitely injure her, if not kill her.
A tumultuous relationship leads to a miraculous birth at the zoo.
It's beautiful.
And a koala must take a 13-hour flight to start his new family.
He won't come back, it's a one-way trip.